Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Now this US saga, that is the Prime Minister's visit to US, this saga and this PR nightmare just doesn't seem to end. My question tonight is our arrogance spoiling our image? Let's get right into the show. Now this Prime Minister's US visit has turned into a nightmare. A PR nightmare. A PR nightmare because yesterday, Monday, 26th of June, the White House issued a statement that it was unacceptable and that a US journalist was harassed after she asked a question to the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the human rights record, especially regarding the minorities. They said, listen, you know what? We stand with our reporters. We stand with our journalists. In fact, John Kirby, the spokesperson on national security issues, John Kirby made a statement saying that we are aware of reports of that harassment. It is unacceptable and we absolutely condemn any harassment of journalists anywhere under any circumstances. This is what John Kirby said. Jean-Pierre, the spokesperson of White House, she went on to say that, in fact, this is what she had to say. Hear this out.
So there's one thing I just want to address really quickly, which I think is really important. It goes to Kelly O's question about Sabrina and what she has been dealing with since Thursday. So I just want to reiterate a little bit what John said is that we're certainly here at the White House under this administration. We're committed to the freedom of the press, which is why we had the press conference last week. So just want to remind folks, that's why we had the press conference last week. And just to also just repeat what you just all heard from my colleague, we are certainly condemn any efforts of intimidation or harassment of a journalist or any journalist that is just trying to do their job. And so I just want to be very clear about that.
Now, what could have been a very simple open and shut case where this journalist called Sabrina Siddiqui had asked a question to the Prime Minister of India. Sabrina Siddiqui was of Indian origin. She asked a question to the Prime Minister of India. That question should have been, and the Prime Minister of India answered it like you saw. Let's just spend 2 seconds, just see that question and what the Prime Minister said.
Mr. Prime Minister, India has long prided itself as the world's largest democracy, but there are many human rights groups who say that your government has discriminated against religious minorities and sought to silence its critics. As you stand here in the east room of the White House, where so many world leaders have made commitments to protecting democracy, what steps are you and your government willing to take to improve the rights of Muslims and other minorities in your country and to uphold free speech?
मुझे आश्चर्य हो रहा है कि आप कह रहे हैं कि लोग कहते हैं नहीं, भारत डेमोक्रेसी है। और जैसा राष्ट्रपति बाइडेन ने कहा, भारत और अमेरिका दोनों के डीएनए में लोकतंत्र है। लोकतंत्र हमारा स्पिरिट है, लोकतंत्र हमारी रगों में है, लोकतंत्र को हम जीते हैं और हमारे पूर्वजों ने उसको शब्दों में ढाला है संविधान के रूप में। और हमारी सरकार लोकतंत्र के मूलभूत मूल्यों को आधार लेकर के बने हुए संविधान के आधार पर चलती है। और हमारा संविधान और हमारी सरकार, और हमने सिद्ध किया है डेमोक्रेसी कैन डिलीवर। और जब मैं डिलीवर कहता हूं तब कास्ट, क्रीड, रिलीजन, जेंडर, किसी भी भेदभाव को वहां जगह नहीं होती है। और जब हम लोकतंत्र की बात करते हैं तब अगर ह्यूमन वैल्यूज नहीं है, ह्यूमैनिटी नहीं है, ह्यूमन राइट्स नहीं है, फिर तो वो डेमोक्रेसी है ही नहीं। और इसलिए जब आप डेमोक्रेसी कहते हैं, जब डेमोक्रेसी को स्वीकार करते हैं और जब हम डेमोक्रेसी को लेकर के जीते हैं, तब डिस्क्रिमिनेशन का कोई सवाल ही नहीं उठता है। और इसलिए भारत सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास, उन मूलभूत सिद्धांतों को लेकर के, और इसलिए हम चलते हैं। भारत में सरकार के जो बेनिफिट्स हैं वो एक्सेस टू ऑल है, जो भी उसके हकदार हैं उन सबको मिलते हैं। इसलिए भारत के लोकतांत्रिक मूल्यों में कोई भेदभाव नहीं है, न धर्म के आधार पर, न जाति के आधार पर, न उम्र के आधार पर, न भूभाग के आधार पर।
So the question was asked, Prime Minister answered it, matter gets over, khatam. It should have been done with. Don't we have good PR agencies advising our government, which is what is surprising me now. It is absolutely surprising me because it is not about Narendra Modi as an individual. It is about the Prime Minister of India and India, the country. So it concerns us. It concerns me. So what I am concerned is, don't we have a good PR agency? Don't we have a good PR consultant who can tell the government, Baba, this is wrong. There are places in PR which a young intern in a PR agency will tell you. There are certain situations in PR where you keep mum, keep quiet. Let it pass over because you have said it. Whoever had to say, the Prime Minister answered. What are we talking about? No, but we couldn't stop there. We went out and said on Twitter, Malviya called Siddique's question motivated and said that she was given fitting answer by Narendra Modi. According to Malviya, Modi's answer was a blow to the toolkit gang. But this was not to be. Amit Malviya had to come out and Twitter and answer. I don't know why. He answered. He says, oh, it was a befitting answer given by Narendra Modi, which is fine. Then he said, no. He said that this was a blow on the toolkit gang. This term, toolkit gang, which I think he has made, the BJP IT cell has made, toolkit gang. Was it required? A journalist from Wall Street Journal, for crying out loud, had asked a question. She asked a question, he answered, that would have been end of story. Was this required? Anyway, Obama statement was making the rounds. It was creating wave. And now this. You know, the South Asian Journalist Association, SAJA, S-A-J-A, their president, Maithili Sampath Kumar, she tweeted saying that as president of SAJA, I want to add that Sabrina Siddiqui asked a fair question. One, PM Modi's team and anyone keeping track of news should have expected. His response and how Indian journalists haven't had the opportunity to ask him this in 9 years is what we should be talking about more. This is what her response was. Now the point is, you know who caused all this? Not Sabrina Siddiqui, not anybody else, not United States. This was caused by people like Amit Malviya. My submission is, you see, Amit Malviya can very well work for Bharatiya Janata Party. He is employed for Bharatiya Janata Party and he should definitely work for Bharatiya Janata Party. But let not his mistake India pay for. As an advertising professional, let me tell you, this is not how images are built. As a country, we are now being seen very arrogant. As a country, now, we are actually showing the world that we care a damn for press. Press and all doesn't matter. You see this, I've shown you this 10 times, see this the 11th time.
I saw some strange index which somebody had done, saying these are countries, press freedom in countries. Okay. I think I was amazed at our number. You know, I thought we had the most uncontrollable press. And I mean, somebody is getting something fundamentally wrong.
This is what our External Affairs Minister said. This is what our External Affairs Minister said. The whole world today is talking about how we control our press and we did that with BBC. Now, are we trying to do that in United States of America? By trolling that lady who asked a question? Other than condemning it as a country, other than condemning it as a government, and other than making a statement saying that you should avoid trolling that lady who asked a question to the Prime Minister of India, that is what our role should have been. That is what we should be doing. Other than doing that, what we are currently doing is we are currently, trying to our IT, this BJP IT cell gentlemen and all, they are trying to put more fuel into the fire. You see, this fire will burn us more than it burns them. Believe me, you. Because we are proving to the world every step that we are taking, everything that we are doing, every rhetoric of ours is proving to the world that we are therefore not the ideal democracy. We are proving that point to the world. Why don't we understand that? This is very simple, isn't it? It is very simple. And nobody is going to clap for this. Nobody is going to clap. Nowhere in the world anybody is going to clap saying that, oh, she asked a question to the Prime Minister, acha diya. Tumne troll kiya, bahut acha kiya. Nobody is going to say this. Except for few people who kind of are blinded with some kind of loyalty. Nobody is going to say this. These are wrong steps. These are wrong steps. The world gives respect to their media, to their press. We should start giving that. The world press are not controlled by their government, and the world press doesn't sing praises of their government or sing, that all doesn't happen. It happens in India. We made it that way. That's not right. That's wrong. Promote press that talks for and against the government. Promote. The job of a media is to call out whatever the government is not doing right. That is the primary job. Because that's what it is. We have got websites, we've got government websites, we've got government spokesperson, we've got government media to promote government work. If we all start promoting, who will call out if there is a flaw? Normally, independent media is supposed to do that. My God, and here our independent media is gunning for some journalist who had the guts to ask the Prime Minister a question. That's what's happening here. And we are all talking about it. We are all, this is going to harm us. This is going to harm our future. Our reputation is going to go down the drain. I said this same thing when we were piling on to that Australian media where they said the same thing. The words are also same. Motivated, vested interest, toolkit. The words are also same. Malicious. Anybody who asks questions against us, they are malicious. They got vested interest. Are we kidding ourselves? So the point is, yes, my editorial today is slightly out of desperation because, you see, it's my country and it's my country's image. I'm not going to let somebody ruin my country's image because they have to prove some loyalty to somebody. I'm not going to let that happen, and I don't want to let that happen. If somebody asks some questions to the Prime Minister of this country and the Prime Minister is very capable enough to answer that question, and he did. End of story. And secondly, before, whatever mess you created in Indian media and the way one can torture Indian media or throttle Indian media and all that, that's set aside. But when you're talking about international media, at least let's maintain some decorum. At least let's maintain some standard operating procedure. Let us not, anybody who has a Twitter, go and, bash a person who asked a question to the Prime Minister. It harms our image, Baba. It's a simple thing. And the most important thing is, please hire a good PR agency. Please hire a PR expert. Because end of the day, if our image goes down, our investment will go down. People will not want to visit our country. People will not want to tour our country. People will not want to invest in our country. People will not want to do business in our country. Nobody likes to do business in an autocratic country. People like to do business in a democratic country. A free country. Everybody likes to do business in a free country. So please don't let this image go. Please don't let this image spread. And the best thing to do at some point in time is keep quiet. And that's precisely what we're talking about. So that's the point I wanted to make through this editorial. Till I see you next time. That's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.